Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2, Early Access, Milestone 4. As today, we once again find ourselves caught between waves. Also sucking fumes on funds, but you know what else is new? Though we did manage to get our 2 new projects going, so we're still banking some progress. That said, once more we wait. Just keep chipping away at those projects. I figure 8 to 10 days for our next wave. Autopsy Reaper. The Reaper is a biological weapon of mass destruction, an insectoid nightmare with a horrifying method of reproduction, and chitin blades strong enough to pierce steel. These parasitic creatures implant their larvae inside a dying organism, leaving them shambling around in a state of damned half-life while being metabolized from within by the gestating larva. After an implausibly short period, a fully developed Reaper will emerge from the remnants of its host and begin to search for fresh victims. Reapers are well adapted to the task of finding and infesting their targets. They have highly developed sensory organs and can move across the battlefield with inhuman speed, utterly fearless in the pursuit of their prey, and thus impossible to suppress. They hunt using a pair of retractable chitin spears sheathed atop their forearms. These can be extended forward with astonishing force, easily piercing most armor. A muscular contraction then injects a larva along the hollow interior and into the wound. Should good fortune or adequate protective gear somehow allow the victim to survive, these are easy to remove, but in most cases a single attack will prove fatal. The alarming potential for these creatures to multiply rapidly on the battlefield should thus be obvious, especially in environments where large numbers of civilians are present. Thankfully, these primal horrors lack ranged weaponry and have only rudimentary swarm intelligence. They are therefore as harmless at distance as they are deadly close up. Yeah, that certainly tracks. Nothing there we haven't actively observed on the battlefield. Though it is good to get specifics on how those zombies work. 3-round gestation period or immediate hatching upon death. Plus, of course, Observation Reaper for the extra damage boost. Oh, nice, yes. Okay, so it'll be 15 Reaper corpses total to do both tiers. Combat actuators in play. Let's give those a quick gander. And as feared, it does indeed take up backpack space, which I have mixed feelings on, but I mean, we're also seeing a marked increase in carry weight, so I guess I can't complain too much. That's still... I mean, yeah, just off the top of my head, that's aim units for our shieldmen, heavy armor for riflemen, extra grenades for pretty much everyone else. I'll get that taken care of off screen. We'll pause once enemies start popping up again. Observation Reaper. Despite my reservations about bringing such a dangerous creature into our base, I have nonetheless found studying the recovered Reaper a fascinating experience. Our captive can usually be found standing motionlessly within its containment tube, waiting patiently for someone to walk too close, at which point it will violently hurl itself against the glass in a flurry of swinging blades and frenzied hissing. Recordings of such incidents serve to illustrate how quickly these primal horrors can move compared to human beings. Almost half a second frequently elapses before the hapless victim throws their beverage all over themselves and begins to scream. This behavior implies Reapers likely evolved as ambush predators, As they share unexpected genetic similarities with civilians, they might have arisen in competition with one another, perhaps explaining why both creatures are so fearsome. Although Reapers are clearly rather cunning, my testing indicates their primitive brains lack much in the way of self-preservation instincts. This will almost certainly make them impossible to suppress or panic in combat situations. For obvious reasons, any attempts to interrogate the captive would be rather redundant. As such, I'm planning to destroy it immediately. One does not need to be a genius to recognize the disastrous consequences if the creature ever escaped. Yeah, that is fair. In fact, I've already liquidated our captive. And you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and get Psyamp going. That's only a 6-day investment. And we did get warning signs last time out that the aliens are finally starting to up their psychic game. Reinforced plating complete. We'll leave the workshop idle for a bit, start banking cash. But those plates should automatically be fitted, so... Yes. Okay. I mean... Not great. I think, well... Yeah, I think that actually upped us from 18 to 25. So net swing of +7 armor. Cyber drone analysis complete. Now starting in on Reapers. Oh, okay. So slightly underestimated the number we'd need for Tier 2, but we can still do it. Which just leaves Servitor wreckage. Yeah, we need 2 more. So we'll have to keep an eye out for a Wraith ship. Though, I mean, of course, to be honest, we'd be shooting it down anyway. Let's go ahead and liquidate those last 2 Reaper corpses. Not much, but we'll take it. Oh, and for those who are wondering why I'm stubbornly keeping this one manted, that's our puzzle-solving buddy. He's basically the base mascot. Alien Psyamp. This peculiar weapon is often encountered in the hands of high-ranking Scion invaders. Roughly the size and weight of a standard extraterrestrial plasma pistol, the Psyamp is a rather more complex device, as the lack of visible barrel or muzzle might imply. Analysis of the innards suggests that the weapon does not fire a projectile at all. Instead, it contains several resonant crystals that appear capable of remotely transmitting energy via quantum entanglement. When used at higher intensities, this process can inflict potentially deadly burns on biological tissue. Worse, any armor worn by the victim is rendered irrelevant. The heating occurs indirectly. The armor cannot protect against energy that does not pass through it. However, lethality is ultimately limited by the inefficiencies of remote energy transmission. In most cases, a bolt of superheated plasma would be simpler to generate and would have far greater killing power than anything the Psyamp can muster. I therefore suspect this weapon has a more insidious purpose than microwaving our combat operatives at a cellular level. Our organization knows all too well that humans are susceptible to alien control. Those affected often appear to have suffered light burns to their brain tissue, exactly the sort of injury this device might inflict when used at low intensity. I doubt this is a coincidence. The alien Psyamp is likely a tool to assist telepathic extraterrestrials in psionically manipulating the human mind, amplifying their psionic attacks in the same way a loudspeaker can amplify human speech. Right. Yeah, that does more or less match the lore we've uncovered. Though obviously they've had a few rewrites that have left it a little fuzzy around the edges. And sadly, since the game has no actual psychic powers for us to unlock, we only get the Mind Shield module, but I suppose that might still prove useful. Which means we now get into the fun stuff. We're going to skip over NanoFab for now, and go straight for Stalker Stealth Armor, and then just start working our way up. Everything from here on out should be really fun, though also much more of a resource sink. Okay. It specifically mentions carrying, so that does imply it's yet another item that eats up inventory. Also, we could afford the energy knife. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever actually use it, but it's cheap, and I mean, I would like to play with all the toys, so you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and get that one going. We'll do it up at Exo real quick. Reaper Corpse Analysis 2 complete. So that's it for Reapers. We can now sell all those corpses. And there's our energy knives. Also, a communications disruption near Phoenix, which implies we have an enemy base somewhere nearby. Possibly up in Alaska or one of the other uncovered areas. Let's do some quick scouting. Alaska clear. Greenland clear. Huh. Oh, and here we go. New wave begun. Observer with Interceptor Escort. Carrying Scions on a scouting mission. Yeah, we'll go ahead and swat them down. That's easy money. Bomber active over Asia. Exo wing deployed. Oh, hold on. Reorient Exo. Cruiser takes priority. Abductor with fighter escort. Coming in on an infiltration. Phoenix on target. Yep, we'll take it. Come on back. New combat site on the map. Cruisers moving too fast. Let's retarget on Abductor. Auto. Ooh, no. Alright, assuming direct control. Nothing we haven't dealt with before. Salvos on Abductor, then refocus on fighters. Phantom 5 on decoy duty. Torpedoes out. Reorient. Abductor at half. Slight shift here. Fighter 2's peeling off. actually go for Fighter 1. Oh shit, no, you're Phantom 6, come on. Locked in. Oh gosh. Phantom 6. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that we cut that way closer than I intended. Obviously, I meant to reorient both of our Phantoms onto Fighter 1 before engaging, but for some reason one of them stayed on the Abductor instead, splitting our initial focus. I will say though, nice to get immediate use from that new upgraded armor. Otherwise we'd be Phantom 6 feet under. Alright, one sec whilst I revise our loadouts. And we're back. And yes, despite my misgivings, the actuator is still useful. It did indeed allow us to fit quite a bit of extra gear. As aforementioned, aim modules on our shield men, heavy armor on our riflemen, extra grenades and ammo for pretty much everyone else. It just feels weird. Modules in general do seem to be fairly inconsistent because, based on what I've since dug up, apparently the original intent was for modules to all fit onto a single sort of under armor piece. But at some point during development, they split it into two categories, with jetpack and the heavy armor modules becoming toggleable add-ons, and all of the other modules becoming ones you actually have to physically carry in your backpack. Except as with many of the other things, they haven't updated the models or descriptions and whatnot to reflect that yet. Which is what leads to things like an obvious vest-shaped exo harness, only functioning when you put it inside your backpack. As opposed to, wearing it like a vest. Ooh, second wave of bombers, that is problematic. And there's our cruiser again, although I'm just now realizing that is on a resupply mission, but resupplying to where? Okay, hold on. I'm actually glad we didn't knock this thing down yet. We have not used it much, but let's try the... No, we'll wait for it to get closer first. But yeah, then we'll try following it. Yeah, health's too low to engage anyway. Hold off, Phoenix. Just idle for a sec. Okay, we have an alien base inside our radar zone. Where did that come from? I thought they actually had to establish them with a landed ship or something, but apparently not. This one popped up in a zone we were already actively monitoring. I also feel like we might have passed over that spot when we did our manual sweep, but it is a bit southwest. We went northwest. Still, though, that is good to know. So if we see ships doing resupply runs and we don't know where they're going, we definitely want to track rather than shoot down. That also means I'm going to have to do a full grid sweep on Asia. I have been patrolling around our radar zone, but I assumed the radar zone would detect things happening inside of it. Which, yeah, apparently not, so... Once we've got the current wave taken care of, I'll start chipping away at that between episodes. Anyway, Phoenix, you are clear to land. Given our newly expanded loadouts, I'm not too worried on this one. Target locked. Cover cleared. We'll take it. Looks clear. Go for cap. Nice, nice. Let's bring in Aaron to finish. Target out. Clear right. Okay, looks good so far. Honestly, an almost unsettling lack of immediate resistance. Let's set a perimeter. Hold. Civvies. Hey, officer friendly. Probably dead. Nice. You know, slightly less nice. I'd call it Doc, but you're already missed. Yeah, containers seem almost entirely clear. Though we did hear some noises from this. Oh yeah, okay, right, because the ship's right there. So we likely have some holdouts in or immediately around the restaurant over yonder. We'll position and observe. Actually, you know what? Let's put these containers to good use. Leaves us a little exposed, but only if they can actually get close enough to see us. Let's clear the rest of these blind spots. Oh, shit. Where are you? Oh, interesting. Okay, fair enough. Sorry about that, Jampa. That's actually not that bad. Clear left. Let's just be wary. We've still got a lot of blind spot out there. Nice, nice, nice. Theoretically opens up line of sight, though angle is still a mite bit awkward. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work. We'll just bring you up for now. And we'll go ham with grenades. Target capped. Push up. And hold. Oh, hey. You still yet live. Never mind. Section on left. And we're good. Let's go ahead and clear the sectons. We have one on left plus the wounded one on right. Soften. Ooh, suppressed. Bonus. That's fine. Just go for a bomb. You've got 3. And one more should do it. Target capped. Let's go ahead and re-secure here. Let's get eyes on the other one. Oh, that was easy. Though I do notice we've got the glowy eyes, so there's a scion nearby. So we won't take chances. Let's push Diner. That'll make good cover for our advance. Yeah, we'll get like 4 or 5 guys over there, try to lock down that ship door, while the rest finish clearing the map. Secton on right. Tucked in cover. Backroom clear, though we do see signs of movement. Yeah, I think this is where the wounded Secton started. Back alley clear. We'll hold here for reinforcements. Might not need to move Mark up at all, in theory. He has line of sight from where he is. Clear left. Hold here. Need to clear that little office. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Rook can hang out here. Oh, right, we still have a Secton over here somewhere. Hold. And Secton cleared. Thank you, Rook. I mean, you know, would have been nice to cap, but I'm certainly not complaining. Honestly, the big downside to capping so much now is that caps do not count as kills for the sake of XP gain or medal awarding. So in theory, there is a very real trade-off to what we're doing right now. We're getting extra funding via the increased flow of caps, but also simultaneously stifling our soldier growth, which I don't fully agree with. I mean, in theory, I do think that it is good to have trade-offs, but I do also feel like direct captures should still be rewarded, treated as if you killed a target. Like, capping by attrition, sure, I could see that not counting. A target dropping from smoke inhalation or blood loss after already being partially stunned or something like that, but, you know. Nope. And there's our Scion. Target locked. Oh. Well, Scion non-com. Yeah, I guess I should have stepped all the way out before lobbing. That's fine, though. We have no shortage of stun bombs at this point. Oh, wow. Okay. Can we park Bloody in this door here? Lob and then close? He won't have enough to do it himself, but if we can bring... Shit. Right? Fair? And no, Champa can't quite get far enough. You know what? We'll just lock down. Push those guys on the back burner. Deal with that mess next round. Though we can at least lay down some sniper fire. Rook might be outside effective range. Hold. Order up. Oh, wow, you guys are making this super easy for us. That's fine. We got them all locked down. Just hang back. Though we will take some quick pot shots. Target out. Reposition Rook. Yeah, get Sam up there too. And finish clearing left. Yeah, that's probably fine. But just in case. As expected, our new loadouts are really kind of trivializing this particular fight. Even if they'd brought tanks, we'd probably still be mulching through them pretty quick. Though, I will say, Mantids, Wraiths, especially Wraiths, we do still have valid threats on the battlefield, just not this particular one. Especially since these guys are also still packing plasma, not the new fusion weapons. I have to be careful, I am getting dangerously close to overconfident. Nice. Push on door. Let's start ringing the rest of our guys up. Warehouse clear. Aw, that's sad. Alright, yep, we're good. We're pretty much done here. Just need to rat the ship. Oh, hey there. Man, you guys really are making this easy on us. Mantark out. And sayonara. Lockdown, prep for breach next round. Though, honestly, after that, I can't imagine there's much left. Hold. And breach. Clear sides. Right side clear. Check left. Left clear. Engine clear. Lockdown on pads. We'll push up next round. Again, we'll hold on doors, since doors do trigger reaction, whereas teleporting does not. Come on down, guys. We're going CQC. And here we go. Secton plus Scion? Yes. Slightly dangerous combo, but not if we come from this side. Target's locked. Secton out. Officer out. Yeah, pretty much as expected. We utterly curb stomped those poor guys. It really is starting to kind of feel like Scions need another supplementary unit or something. The Sectons are dangerous, but only when Scions are nearby, and once you know how they work, it's really easy to manage them. The cyber discs are scary, but only when you encounter them early on and don't have the tools to efficiently strip their armor. It does feel like Wraiths and Sebs both progress faster, like more tangibly. the Wraiths in particular with their grenades, but also the Mantids, who do become exceptionally more dangerous as they gain access to plasma and fusion. Honestly, I'd say a fusion packing Mantid is more terrifying than an actual Reaper, which is funny considering the Reapers are supposed to be their terror units. But regardless, it does ultimately leave the Scions feeling like the odd men out, the weak link in the chain, so to speak. We'll have to see how things shake out in Milestone 5. Yeah, and then nothing to really say here. Slightly more modest than usual gains, no medals, modest injuries, but nothing too bad. No gains on Bowman, which is ever so slightly surprising, but I suppose he is max ranked, so he might just not have much more room to grow. Come on back, Phoenix. Yeah, we've got to do something about them. That flubbed approach on the abductor is really hurting us now. We're stuck waiting for repairs before we re-engage. We have to take out at least one, otherwise we are going to lose Asia if we just let those guys keep running rampant. In theory, we also have that cruiser coming back out at some point, and I would like to shoot it down. That is a lot of potential resources. Plus, we've got the base, of course, but that's a lower priority until we finish locking down this wave. So yeah, lots to do before we get that new Stalker armor in play. Bit of a shame, but we've got plenty of other toys to play with. That said, this does feel like a good place to call it. I feel like we've got a pretty solid game plan ahead of us. Abductor to crunch, cruiser to control, bombers to defuse, and then we go for third base. We'll hit the pause button for now. I will take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Theory V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the Patreon, the PayPal, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.